You know, we've spent the last few years being told to be more human centered as leaders, care more, listen more, check in more. And many of you have done exactly that. You do care, you do check in, you do listen, but caring about humans is not the same as designing systems that are actually human capable. Human centered is a sentiment, human capable is an architecture. So let's dive in. I'm Jen Kronberger, and this is Brave in 5. In a world where AI never gets tired, never needs a break, and never has a bad day, our edge is not working harder or faster. Our edge is how we protect and expand the capacity of the humans inside our systems. When I say capacity, I don't mean how many projects your team can juggle. I mean their nervous systems. How much uncertainty can they hold before they shut down? How much feedback can they hear before they get defensive? How much change can they move through before they burn out or go numb? Belonging lives here. Resilience lives here. Belonging says to my nervous system, you're not alone in this. Resilience says we can bend without breaking. If your systems constantly override people's limits, it doesn't matter how human-centered your posters or value statements are. The humans in the middle of it will eventually disappear. Emotionally first, and then physically. So think about this contrast. A human-centered organization asks, how do we make people feel supported? How do we show we care? A human-capable organization asks, what conditions do people need in order to stay resourced? What keeps breaking people's capacity here? And why do we keep repeating it? Where does our system quietly punish people for being human? Because they do. Human-centered says we add wellness programs and meeting-free Fridays, and maybe dress-down days if you still dress up at all. Human-capable says we are redesigning the workload, the expectations, and the norms so people don't need to recover from their work every weekend. One is a gesture. The other is an operating system. So let's hold up a mirror. You may genuinely care about your people. You might even check in, listen, offer flexibility. But look at the system you sit inside and help reinforce. Are goals set at a level that requires constant overfunctioning just to keep up? Are urgent requests the norm instead of the exception? Is everything on fire? Can anyone safely say, this is too much, without fearing that it will cost them credibility or possible opportunity? You can be the kindest leader in a system that quietly grinds people down. Care doesn't cancel out the impact of the system. So here's your reflection today. Where in your system are you asking people to be endlessly resilient instead of changing the conditions that keep wounding them? Where in your culture do people feel like they must perform belonging instead of actually experiencing it? And what is one lever, just one, that is within your control to shift? A norm that maybe you can reset, a meeting that you can remove, a boundary you can model, maybe a conversation you've been avoiding about how the work is structured. Human leadership isn't just about being kind and self-aware. It's about architecting healthier human systems. So your Brave in 5 challenge, before the end of this week, take one concrete action that makes your system more human capable, not just more human centered. And notice what happens. To performance, yes, but also to presence. Do people breathe a little easier around you? Do they show more of who they really are? My friends, that's the work. That's human capable leadership.